Mina was a curious girl. She had dark, shiny hair that fell over her shoulders and bright eyes that always noticed small things. From a young age, she had watched her mother, Layla, sit near the old tree at the edge of their yard. The tree was tall and strong, its branches stretching high and its roots thick and twisted. Many children would run past it, climb it, or play under its shade. But for Mina, and especially for her mother, the tree felt different. It was quiet, serious, and somehow full of secrets. Every afternoon, Mina would see her mother walking slowly to the tree. Layla never smiled while sitting there. Sometimes she would touch the bark gently, as if it could feel her sadness. Sometimes her eyes would fill with tears, and she would stare at the ground for a long time. Mina did not understand. She had asked a few times why her mother sat there, but Layla would only smile softly and shake her head. Mina thought maybe some grown-up feelings were too heavy to explain. One sunny day, Mina decided to watch more carefully. She hid behind a bush while her mother walked to the tree. Layla carried a small notebook and a pen. She sat down, opened the notebook, and began writing. Mina wondered what she could be writing. Were they secrets or stories? Mina wanted to peek, but she knew better than to disturb her mother. Instead, she quietly observed from a distance. Mina's curiosity grew stronger every day. She wondered why the tree made her mother cry. Was it something that happened a long time ago? Or did the tree remind her mother of someone? Mina imagined many possibilities. She thought maybe the tree could talk, and maybe it remembered things that people had forgotten. Mina liked to imagine the tree whispering stories in the wind, telling her mother about days gone by. At school, Mina could not stop thinking about the tree. She tried to focus on her lessons, but her mind always drifted to the edge of the yard. She thought about the way the sunlight fell through the branches, and how the leaves would make soft sounds when the wind blew. She wondered if the tree had seen everything, even things that no one else remembered. One afternoon, Mina decided to talk to her best friend, Noor, about it. Noor was curious too, but she did not understand why Mina cared so much. "It's just a tree," Noor said. "Why do you watch your mom cry there?" "You should ask her directly." Mina shook her head. "I want to understand, but I don't know how to ask. I feel like the tree is part of her feelings, and if I bother her, it might make her sadder." Noor shrugged, but she promised to help Mina if she ever decided to find out the truth. That night, Mina lay in bed thinking. She imagined herself sitting next to her mother under the tree, asking questions and waiting for answers. She felt a strange pull in her chest, as if the tree had a secret meant only for her. Mina did not know what it could be, but she knew she wanted to find out. She imagined herself gently touching the bark, listening to whispers and uncovering something hidden for many years. The next morning, Mina went to the yard before school. The sun was just rising, casting golden light over the old tree. She walked closer than she ever had before, standing near the roots. The air smelled fresh with a faint scent of earth and flowers from the garden. Mina reached out and touched the rough bark. It felt alive in a quiet way, like it was holding memories. She wondered if her mother had felt the same way when she was a little girl. Mina sat on the ground for a while, her back against the tree. She closed her eyes and imagined stories. She imagined her mother as a child, laughing and playing near the tree, and also imagined her mother sitting alone, crying, holding invisible memories. Mina felt both sadness and hope in her heart. She wanted to help her mother, even if she did not know how. She wanted to be part of the tree's secret story. When school was over, Mina watched her mother from a distance again. Layla was writing in her notebook and occasionally looking up at the sky. Mina felt a sense of determination. She knew that someday she would understand why her mother cried near the old tree. She did not know when or how, but she felt certain that the tree held an important secret, one that connected her mother's past with their present. Mina smiled quietly to herself, feeling both nervous and excited. That evening, Mina could not sleep. She kept thinking about the tree, the notebook, and the mysterious sadness in her mother's eyes. She decided that she would be brave. She would find a way to uncover the secret. She did not know if it would make her mother happy or sad, but she wanted to understand. Mina realized that this was not just about a tree or letters. It was about her mother, about love, memory, and the stories that lived in quiet places. Mina closed her eyes and made a promise to herself. One day she would know the truth, and when she did, she hoped it would bring her mother peace and maybe even make the tree a place of happiness, not sadness. Mina drifted off to sleep with her heart full of curiosity, courage, and hope, dreaming of the secrets waiting beneath the old tree. The next morning, Mina woke early. She could not stop thinking about the old tree. Her curiosity had grown even stronger after the night before. She wondered what was hidden in the soil or in the roots, something that made her mother cry. Mina felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness, but she knew she wanted to learn the truth. After breakfast, Mina went to the yard. The sun was soft and the air smelled fresh with dew. She walked slowly to the tree, noticing every detail. The bark was rough under her fingers and the roots twisted into the ground like giant ropes. Mina crouched down and looked closely at the roots. They were thick and dark, and small insects crawled quietly between them. She imagined the roots hiding something important, something that had been buried for years. Mina sat there for a long time, thinking. She remembered how her mother carried a notebook and sometimes traced the lines of the bark. Mina wondered what her mother wrote. Did the tree inspire her thoughts, or did it hold memories that she could not share? Mina felt a sudden desire to understand her mother more deeply, to connect with her in a way she never had before. When her mother came out to water the plants, Mina stayed still. Layla moved slowly, humming a soft tune, her eyes occasionally flicking to the tree. Mina watched as her mother knelt beside it and touched the bark gently. She noticed how carefully Layla placed her hands, almost as if she were remembering someone she loved. Mina felt her heart tighten. She realized that her mother's sadness was more than a simple feeling. It was connected to something very precious. During school, Mina could hardly focus. She kept thinking about the tree and her mother's hidden sorrow. She told herself that she would be patient, that she would wait for the right moment to learn the truth. But every moment away from the tree made her more determined. She wanted to know what her mother had kept secret for so long. After school, Mina ran to the yard again. She brought a small notebook of her own and a pencil. She wanted to write down what she saw and what she imagined. Sitting under the tree, Mina opened her notebook and began drawing the roots, the thick branches, and the leaves dancing in the wind. She imagined stories about the tree, about memories trapped in the soil, and about the people who had loved it long ago. As she drew, Mina noticed a small patch of ground that looked disturbed. The soil seemed looser there, and the roots did not cover it completely. Mina's heart raced. Could this be where her mother had buried something? She touched the ground carefully, feeling a hard shape beneath the surface. Mina's hands trembled. She had found something, though she did not yet know what it was. Mina decided not to tell anyone yet. She wanted to uncover the secret carefully and respectfully. She made a plan in her mind. She would wait until her mother was away, then dig carefully to see what lay beneath the soil. Mina felt a mix of fear and excitement. She did not know what she would find, but she was ready to face it. She promised herself that she would be gentle and respectful, just like her mother had always been. That evening, Mina watched her mother sit under the tree. Layla wrote in her notebook for a long time. Mina stayed hidden, her eyes fixed on her mother's careful movements. She noticed how her mother paused sometimes, as if listening to something only she could hear. Mina imagined her mother talking to memories, speaking to someone who was no longer there. She felt a pang of sadness, but also a sense of wonder. Mina wanted to comfort her mother, to make her smile, but she knew she needed to understand first. She realized that the tree was more than just a tree. It was a place of memory, a place where love and loss had been kept safe for many years. Mina felt a strong connection to it now. She wanted to honor it, just as her mother had. That night, Mina lay in bed thinking about the loose patch of soil she had discovered. She could not sleep. She imagined lifting the soil, uncovering the secret, and seeing what had been hidden for so long. Mina felt a mixture of fear and hope. She did not know if what she would find would make her mother happy or sad, but she knew it would change everything. Mina decided she would wait until the next day. She wanted to be patient and careful. She also wanted to make sure her mother was not near. Mina's heart was full of curiosity, and she felt a sense of responsibility. She realized that the secret beneath the old tree was important, not just to her mother but to their family. It had been hidden for a reason, and Mina wanted to honor that reason while uncovering the truth. Before closing her eyes, Mina whispered to herself, "Tomorrow I will." The next morning, Mina woke with determination. Today she decided she would finally uncover the secret hidden beneath the old tree. She felt nervous but also excited. Her heart beat fast as she ate breakfast quickly and quietly, careful not to draw her mother's attention. Mina wanted to wait until Layla left for the market before she tried anything. Once her mother stepped out of the house, Mina grabbed a small spade from the shed. It was light enough for her to carry, but strong enough to dig into the soil. She walked slowly toward the tree, feeling the cool morning breeze on her face. Birds chirped nearby, and the sunlight filtered through the branches, creating patterns on the ground. Mina took a deep breath and knelt down near the patch of soil she had noticed yesterday. She touched the ground lightly with her fingers. The soil felt soft and loose, just as she had suspected. Mina's heart raced with anticipation. She placed the spade carefully and began to dig. Each scoop revealed darker soil beneath the surface, and she could feel the roots twisting around her. She worked slowly and gently, not wanting to damage anything that might be buried there. After a few minutes, Mina's fingers brushed against something hard. She paused and leaned closer. Her eyes widened as she realized it was a small wooden box, covered in dirt and leaves. The box was worn and old, but it seemed important. Mina's hands trembled slightly as she carefully lifted it from the soil. She set it on the grass and brushed off the dirt. The box was heavier than she expected. She felt as though it was carrying years of memories. Mina carried the box to the porch and placed it on the table. She hesitated for a moment before opening it, unsure if she was ready to see what was inside. Slowly, she lifted the lid. Inside were several folded letters, yellowed with age, and a small photograph. Mina's eyes were drawn to the photograph first. It showed a young girl sitting under the same tree, holding a small, fluffy puppy. The girl looked very familiar, and then Mina realized with a shock that it was her mother when she was a child. Mina carefully unfolded the first letter. The handwriting was delicate and careful, with words written in a soft, emotional tone. The letter spoke of love, loss, and remembrance. Mina's heart ached as she read about a young girl missing someone very important to her. She could feel the sadness that had stayed with her mother for so many years. The letters were a window into a part of her mother's life that she had never known. As Mina continued reading, she began to understand why her mother had cried near the tree. These letters were not just words on paper. They were memories and emotions kept safe in the wooden box. Mina realized that her mother had never spoken about these feelings because they were too personal, too connected to the past. The tree had been a place of comfort, a place where her mother could remember someone she loved without being interrupted. Mina felt a mix of sadness and love. She was sad that her mother had carried this sorrow alone for so many years, but she also felt a deep connection to her. She wanted to comfort her mother, but she knew she needed to be gentle. Mina carefully closed the box and placed it on the table. She decided to wait until her mother returned before revealing what she had found. When Layla returned from the market, she noticed Mina sitting quietly by the porch, the box in front of her. Mina looked up at her mother, her eyes shining. "Mom," she said softly, "I found it. I found your box." Layla froze for a moment, her hands trembling slightly. She walked over and knelt beside Mina. Mina handed the box to her mother. Layla opened it slowly, her eyes filling with tears as she saw the letters and the photograph. She picked up the photograph first, tracing the image of the young girl and the puppy with her fingers. Mina watched quietly, feeling a mix of relief and curiosity. She could see the emotions her mother had carried for so many years. Layla began to speak softly, her voice shaking. She told Mina about her childhood, about the love she had for her mother, and about the sadness she had felt after losing her. Mina listened carefully, absorbing every word. She felt a new understanding of her mother's quiet moments by the old tree. It was no longer a mystery. It was a story of love and memory, carefully preserved through the years. Mina realized that the tree was more than just a place in the yard. It was a guardian of memories, a witness to love and loss, and a place where her mother had found comfort. Mina felt grateful that she had discovered the secret and that she could share this moment with her mother. As the sun began to set, Mina and Layla sat together near the tree. They held hands, feeling the warmth of each other's presence. The tree stood tall above them, its branches stretching into the sky. Mina knew that the secret beneath the tree had changed something important. It had brought them closer together and given them a deeper connection. For the first time, Mina understood why her mother had cried near the old tree. It was not sadness alone that brought her there. It was love, memory, and the quiet strength of holding someone dear in her heart. Mina felt a new respect for her mother and a new love for the tree that had kept their family story safe for so many years. The next morning, Mina woke with a sense of excitement and anticipation. She had spent the night thinking about the box and the letters inside. She wondered what more she could learn about her mother's past and the memories hidden beneath the old tree. Mina felt a mixture of curiosity, nervousness, and eagerness to uncover more of the story. After breakfast, Mina went to the yard. The sun was bright and the air was fresh. The old tree stood tall, its branches moving gently in the breeze. Mina felt a strange comfort in its shade, as if the tree itself was encouraging her to continue exploring. She carried the wooden box to the porch and carefully opened it. The letters were neatly stacked, each one folded with care. Mina picked up the first letter she had not read yet. The handwriting was soft and delicate, but the words were full of emotion. The letter spoke about a mother's love, the joy of small moments and the sadness of being apart from someone dear. Mina's eyes widened as she read. She could feel the emotions flowing through the words as if she were sharing the memories with her mother. She began to understand that these letters were not just memories. They were a way for her mother to keep her loved one close even after many years. Mina decided to read the letters aloud. She wanted her mother to hear them and perhaps share her own memories. Mina called softly, "Mom, can you sit with me? I want to read these letters to you." Layla came to the porch and sat beside her, her eyes gentle and warm. She nodded, giving Mina permission to continue. As Mina read, Layla listened quietly. She smiled softly at times, laughed at memories of happy moments, and wiped her eyes when the letters reminded her of sadness. Mina could feel the emotions in the air, a mixture of joy, love, and sorrow. The letters told stories of a young Layla playing near the tree, learning from her mother and finding comfort in small, simple moments. Mina noticed that some letters were written during special times, birthdays, festivals, and rainy days when the family stayed indoors. Each letter carried a memory that had shaped her mother's childhood. Mina realized how important these moments had been for her mother, and how the tree had witnessed them all. The tree had been a silent friend, a guardian of love, and a keeper of memories. After reading several letters, Mina stopped and looked at her mother. "Mom, I never knew these stories. I never knew how much you missed her," Mina said softly. Layla nodded, her eyes glistening with tears. She took Mina's hand in hers and whispered, "These letters were my way of keeping her close. I never wanted to forget, and the tree was always here to listen." Mina felt a deep sense of connection. She realized that the tree was more than just a plant in their yard. It had been a witness to love, loss, and the quiet strength of remembering. She understood why her mother had spent so many afternoons there, why she had cried, and why she had touched the bark so carefully. The tree held the stories of their family, and now Mina was part of that story too. Mina and Layla decided to look at the photograph again. It showed a young Layla sitting under the tree, holding a small puppy. Mina noticed the joy in her mother's eyes in the photograph, a joy that seemed to shine through even after many years. Layla told Mina stories about that day, how the puppy had tumbled over her feet and how her mother had laughed so much that her voice had echoed through the yard. Mina listened, imagining the scene in her mind, feeling as if she were there with them. The afternoon passed quietly, filled with stories, laughter, and gentle conversation. Mina learned about the love her mother had for her own mother, the lessons she had learned, and the memories she had held close to her heart. The tree had been a witness to all of it, and now Mina understood its importance in a way she never had before. As the sun began to set, Mina and Layla sat together under the tree. Mina rested her head on her mother's shoulder, feeling safe and loved. She understood now that the tree was not only a place of sorrow, but also a place of love and memory. It was a bridge between the past and the present, connecting generations through shared stories and emotions. Mina whispered softly, "I will never forget these stories. Mom, I will remember them just like you did." Layla smiled, holding her daughter's hand tightly. "And one day you can tell your children about them too. The tree will keep our memories safe forever." Mina looked at the tree, its branches reaching. The next morning, Mina woke with a sense of curiosity that felt stronger than ever. She had spent the night thinking about the letters and the photograph she had discovered under the old tree. Mina wanted to know more about her grandmother, the person her mother had loved so much. She felt that understanding her grandmother's story would help her understand her mother even better. After breakfast, Mina carried the wooden box to the yard once again. The sun was bright, and the old tree cast long shadows over the soft grass. Mina sat under the tree, carefully opening the box and picking up one of the older letters. The paper was delicate and smelled faintly of time, but the words inside were full of love and warmth. As Mina read aloud, she discovered more about her grandmother's gentle and kind nature. The letters described afternoons spent teaching Layla how to draw flowers, how to bake simple cakes, and how to enjoy the little moments in life. Mina felt a warmth in her heart as she imagined her mother as a little girl, laughing and learning with her grandmother under the shade of the tree. Mina noticed that the letters also spoke about challenges. Her grandmother had been very kind, but life had not always been easy. The letters described times of illness, loss, and difficult days that the family had faced. Mina felt her heart ache as she realized that her mother had carried not only the joy of those memories, but also the sadness. This was why the old tree had been a place of tears for her mother. It held both happiness and sorrow. After reading for a while, Mina looked up and saw her mother walking toward her. Layla carried a small basket, and her eyes softened when she saw Mina with the letters. Mina handed the box to her mother. "Mom, I want to know everything," Mina said gently. "I want to understand your childhood and Grandma." Layla smiled softly, her eyes glistening. She sat beside Mina and opened the box. "These letters were my way of remembering her," she said quietly. "I could not always speak about my feelings, but now, I think it is time you know the stories I carried in my heart." Mina listened closely as Layla began to share her memories. She told stories of her grandmother's laughter, how she would make simple toys from scraps of cloth, and how she would hum gentle songs while working in the garden. Mina could almost hear the music in her mind, and she imagined her mother as a little girl, sitting under the old tree, feeling safe and loved. Layla's voice grew softer as she spoke about the times when her grandmother became ill. She explained how she had learned to be patient, to care for others, and to find strength even in difficult moments. Mina realized that these lessons had shaped her mother into the strong and gentle woman she was today. She understood why her mother had been so quiet, why she had carried so much emotion near the tree, and why she had treasured every letter. Mina gently asked about the photograph. "Mom, tell me about this day," she said. Layla smiled and took the photograph in her hand. She described how her grandmother had brought a little puppy to the yard that morning. They had laughed as the puppy tumbled over the grass and chased its tail. The memory made Mina giggle too, imagining her mother's joy as a young girl. As the afternoon passed, Mina and Layla continued to read the letters and share stories. Each letter revealed more about the love between mother and daughter, the lessons learned, and the quiet moments that had shaped their family. Mina felt a deep sense of connection, not only to her mother but also to her grandmother. She realized that love and memory could live through generations, and the old tree had been the silent witness to it all. By evening, the sun was low in the sky, casting a warm glow over the yard. Mina sat against the tree holding her mother's hand. She felt a mixture of joy and gratitude. She understood now why her mother had cried, why the tree had been a place of reflection, and why the letters had been so precious. Mina realized that the tree was not only a keeper of memories but also a bridge that connected past and present. Mina whispered softly, "I will remember them too, Mom. I will keep their stories safe." Layla hugged her daughter tightly, her eyes shining with tears. "And one day you can tell these stories to your children. The tree will always hold our memories, and you will be part of them too." As the stars began to appear in the evening sky, Mina looked at the old tree and felt a sense of peace. The tree had seen generations of love and sorrow, and now Mina understood its true importance. She knew that her mother's emotions were tied to the tree, but she also knew that the tree held strength, comfort, and the quiet power of remembering those who had gone before. Mina rested her head on her mother's shoulder, feeling safe, loved, and connected. She had uncovered the beginning of the story, but she knew there was more to learn. The tree and the letters had shown her the importance of family, memory, and love. Mina felt determined to continue discovering these stories, and she knew that together, she and her mother would honor the past while living fully in the present. The morning sun was soft, and a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves of the old tree. Mina woke with a sense of excitement. She knew that today she and her mother could do something new together. After the days spent reading the letters and learning stories of the past, Mina felt ready to create a memory of her own under the tree. After breakfast, Mina carried the wooden box outside. Her mother, Layla, noticed her daughter moving carefully as if she carried something important. Mina smiled and said, "Mom, I think we should make a new tradition with the tree. We can plant flowers and write our own notes so the tree will hold our memories too." Layla's eyes softened with emotion. She nodded, touched by her daughter's thoughtful idea. Together they walked to the tree carrying small packets of seeds, a watering can, and a few gardening tools. The grass was damp with morning dew, and the sunlight shone through the branches, making the yard look golden. Mina and Layla knelt by the roots of the tree, brushing away leaves and small twigs to create a space for the new seeds. Mina felt her heart fill with happiness as she imagined the tree surrounded by colorful flowers and new memories. As they planted the seeds, Layla shared more stories of her childhood, and Mina listened closely. She learned about the games her mother had played, the songs her grandmother had sung, and the small joys that had brightened her early days. Mina realized that the tree had been more than a quiet place of sorrow. It had been a witness to love, laughter, and learning. By planting new seeds, Mina felt they were adding another chapter to the tree's long story. When the seeds were planted, Mina handed her mother a small notebook. "We can write about today," she said softly. "We can keep our own letters and notes here so the tree will remember us too." Layla smiled and took the notebook. She carefully wrote a short note about the day, about planting seeds, and about the joy of spending time together. Mina added her own words, describing how she had learned the stories of her grandmother and how much she loved the tree now. After writing their notes, Mina and Layla placed them carefully in a small wooden container near the base of the tree. Mina felt a thrill of excitement as she pressed the lid shut, knowing that this would be part of the tree's memories for many years to come. The tree had held the past, and now it would hold the present as well. They spent the rest of the afternoon watering the flowers, arranging small stones around the plants, and decorating the space with tiny handmade signs. Mina felt a deep sense of satisfaction. She realized that creating new memories with her mother was a way to honor the past while looking forward to the future. The tree had always been a bridge between generations, and now it would carry their stories too. As the sun began to set, Mina and Layla sat together under the tree, leaning against its strong trunk. The yard was quiet except for the gentle rustling of leaves. Mina looked at her mother and said, "I think Grandma would be happy to see this. She would love knowing we are keeping her memory alive." Layla nodded, her eyes shining with tears. "Yes, she would. And she would be proud of you too, Mina. You understand the tree, the letters, and the love we carry better than anyone." Mina smiled, feeling warmth and pride. She realized that the tree had given them more than memories. It had given them a connection, a way to share feelings, and a place to celebrate love. The sadness that had once filled the tree was now joined by joy, laughter, and hope. Mina understood that memories could be carried forward, not just kept in the past, and that the tree would always be there to hold them. As night fell, Mina and Layla gathered the tools and looked one last time at the tree. The small flowers glowed softly in the fading light, and the handwritten notes rested safely near the roots. Mina felt a quiet peace in her heart. She knew that this tree, which had been a witness to tears, was now also a place of love, hope, and family. Mina whispered softly, "Thank you, tree, for keeping our memories safe. We will take care of you, and you will always take care of us." Layla hugged her daughter tightly, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. Together they had turned the tree into a place where the past and present could meet, and where love and memory would continue to grow. That night, Mina fell asleep with a smile on her face, dreaming of the tree, the flowers, and the notes they had written. She knew that this was only the beginning of many days spent together, sharing stories, planting seeds, and creating memories that would last a lifetime. The old tree had become a living symbol of... The next morning, Mina woke to the sound of birds singing outside her window. She felt excited because today was a special day. After planting flowers and creating new memories with her mother, Mina wanted to learn more about the old tree and the stories it had witnessed. She felt that the tree held more secrets waiting to be discovered. After breakfast, Mina carried the wooden box and her small notebook to the yard. Layla noticed her daughter moving carefully, and she smiled. "Are you ready to spend another day with the tree?" she asked softly. Mina nodded eagerly. Yes, Mom, I want to understand more about you and Grandma, and I want the tree to hear our stories too. They sat together under the tree, the sunlight filtering through the branches and warming their faces. Mina opened the box and picked up one of the older letters. Layla watched as her daughter read aloud and her eyes filled with emotion. The letters spoke of small joys, lessons learned, and the love that had shaped Layla's childhood. Mina could hear the tenderness in the words and feel the connection between past and present. As Mina read, she noticed a small indentation in the soil near the roots. It looked like something had been pressed into the ground long ago. Mina's curiosity grew. She leaned closer and brushed away the dirt carefully. Her fingers touched a small flat object. She gently pulled it out and realized it was a tiny locket. It was delicate and old with intricate designs on the surface. Mina held it carefully, feeling its weight and the sense of history it carried. "Mom," Mina said softly, showing the locket to Layla. "Look what I found." Layla took the locket in her hands, her eyes widening with surprise and emotion. She traced the designs with her fingers, her lips trembling slightly. "I remember this," she whispered. "It belonged to your grandmother. She always wore it, and she told me it was special because it held memories of our family." Mina listened as her mother spoke. Layla explained how her grandmother had given her the locket when she was very young. It was a reminder of love, family, and the importance of remembering those who had gone before. Layla had hidden it near the tree after her mother passed away, as a way of keeping her memory alive. Mina realized that the tree had not only witnessed letters and stories, but also cherished objects, symbols of love that lasted through generations. Feeling inspired, Mina suggested, "Mom, can we write our own message and put it in the locket, so it can hold our memories too?" Layla nodded, smiling warmly. They opened the locket carefully and wrote a small note together. Mina wrote about her love for her mother and her excitement for the memories they were creating. Layla added words about family, love, and hope. When they placed the note inside the locket and closed it, Mina felt a deep sense of connection. Afterward, they buried the locket gently near the tree roots, marking the spot with a small stone. Mina felt proud and happy. She realized that the tree was more than a witness of memories. It was a guardian, a place where emotions could be honored and preserved. By adding the locket and their message, they were adding a new chapter to the tree's story. The afternoon passed quietly, filled with soft conversation and laughter. Mina and Layla shared stories about their day, about friends and school, and about hopes for the future. Mina felt closer to her mother than ever before. She understood the strength and love that had guided her mother through difficult times, and she felt proud to be part of that family story. As the sun began to set, Mina and Layla sat under the tree, leaning against its trunk. The flowers they had planted glowed softly in the golden light. Mina looked at her mother and said, "I am glad we found the locket. I feel like Grandma is smiling at us from somewhere." Layla smiled, holding her daughter's hand tightly. "Yes, Mina, she is proud of us. And the tree has listened to every word, every memory, every feeling we have shared today." Mina felt a sense of peace and happiness. The old tree, which had once been a place of sorrow, had become a place of love, memory, and connection. Mina realized that the tree had taught her an important lesson. Memories were alive when shared, and love could be carried through generations. Before heading inside, Mina whispered softly to the tree, "Thank you for keeping our memories safe. We will always remember and take care of you." Layla hugged her daughter, and together they watched as the last rays of the sun disappeared behind the horizon. The old tree stood tall and strong, a silent witness to their love, joy, and the bond between mother and daughter. That night, Mina went to bed with a heart full of happiness and hope. She knew that many more days would be spent under the old tree, discovering stories, creating memories, and sharing love. The tree had become a living symbol of family, connection, and the quiet power of remembering those who came before them. Mina felt proud to be part of its story, and she knew that this bond would continue for many years to come. The morning air was cool and fresh, and Mina felt a sense of happiness as she stepped into the yard. The old tree stood tall, its branches swaying gently in the breeze. Mina smiled as she looked at the flowers they had planted and the small stone marking the spot of the hidden locket. Today felt special, and she knew that it would be another day to create memories with her mother. After breakfast, Mina carried her notebook to the tree. Layla followed, holding a small basket with freshly baked bread and fruit. They sat together on the soft grass, feeling the warmth of the sunlight and the gentle shadow of the tree. Mina opened her notebook and began to write, while Layla watched her daughter with a smile. Mina paused and looked at her mother. "Mom, I think the tree is happy too," she said softly. "It has seen so much sadness, but now it has love and laughter too." Layla nodded, her eyes shining. "Yes, Mina. The tree has always been here, listening and holding memories, and now it holds ours as well." They spent the morning reading the letters again, laughing at some stories and feeling emotional at others. Mina noticed how peaceful her mother seemed. Layla's sadness had turned into calmness and her eyes held a gentle joy. Mina realized that the tree had not only kept memories safe, but had also helped her mother heal over time. After reading, Mina suggested something new. "Mom, let's plant more flowers and write a message for the future. One day someone else might sit here and feel the love we leave behind." Layla smiled warmly. "That is a wonderful idea, Mina. Memories are meant to be shared and carried forward." They dug small holes around the base of the tree and planted bright flowers, carefully pressing the soil around each one. Mina and Layla wrote small notes and placed them in tiny containers hidden among the roots. Mina wrote about her excitement for the future, her love for her mother, and the joy of learning about her grandmother. Layla wrote about family, love, hope, and the importance of remembering the past while living in the present. When they finished, they stepped back and admired their work. The tree was now surrounded by flowers, small stones, and hidden notes, each one a piece of memory and love. Mina felt proud and happy. She realized that their efforts had transformed the tree from a place of sorrow into a living symbol of family and connection. As the afternoon passed, Mina and Layla shared stories about their hopes for the future. Mina spoke about school, her dreams, and the adventures she wanted to have. Layla listened carefully, giving advice and encouragement, sharing her own hopes for Mina's happiness. The bond between them felt stronger than ever. Mina realized that understanding her mother's past had brought them closer, and that their love was now tied not only to each other, but also to the tree that had held so many memories. The sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. Mina and Layla sat quietly under the tree, leaning against its strong trunk. Mina looked at her mother and said softly, "I understand now why you cried here before, but I also understand that the tree can hold happiness too. It holds love, family, and hope." Layla hugged her daughter tightly, feeling grateful for the understanding and care Mina had shown. "Yes, Mina, the tree holds everything that matters, and now it holds us too." As night fell, Mina and Layla stayed under the tree for a little longer. The flowers glowed softly in the fading light, and the leaves whispered in the gentle breeze. Mina felt a deep sense of peace. She knew that the tree would always be there, carrying memories of the past and the love they had created together. Before going inside, Mina whispered softly to the tree, "Thank you for keeping our memories safe. We will always take care of you, and we will always remember the stories and love you hold." Layla stood beside her daughter, placing a hand gently on the trunk. "And the tree will always remind us of our family and the bond we share," she said. Mina went to bed that night with a heart full of love, understanding, and hope. She knew that the tree would continue to witness their lives, holding memories of laughter, stories, and family love. Mina realized that even though some moments in life could be sad, the love and memories shared could create strength, comfort, and joy for the future. From that day forward, the old tree was no longer a place of mystery or sorrow. It had become a symbol of love, healing, and family. Mina and Layla continued to spend time there, creating memories, sharing stories, and nurturing the flowers and hidden notes. The tree stood tall and strong, a living witness to their bond and the love that connected past, present, and future. Mina smiled as she looked at the tree one last time before going inside.